Hello, my friends. For this week's blog, I'd like to speak about love. And because we spoke about honesty last week, I'd like to be honest with you now and speaking about the struggle the wrestling that I've had with some of the topics that I wanted to speak with you with. But I still feel it's really important that I do speak with you about them. And it just goes to show you that we all are human and we all have our moments and struggles. But on the topic of love, love is a choice. That's right. Love is a feeling, but love is a choice. In that we will not always feel love. In any form, we will not always feel love, but it is up to us to then choose it or not choose it. But if we do choose it, then to use those actions and those words to speak that love when we may not have the feeling. And that is really important in any kind of relationship. Some really important scriptures I have for you to look at when you're talking about love. The first one is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, his only Son that is, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You see, when sin came into the world, when men who were created perfect by God decided that they were going to choose things that were not of God, that created this gulf between them and God. And it was only Jesus' love, the Father's love, which brought Jesus here for us as that perfect sacrifice, the only way that we were able to gulf that. You see, this actually ties in a lot of the topics we've been talking about. Believing that God's there through faith and creation, and believing that God had the grace to come and forgive us, even though we didn't deserve it. And understanding that Jesus is the way because he's the only one that hasn't sinned, and that's the only way that one person would be able to pay for all the sins of all the world ever, because he was the only one. And I don't know about you, but the rest of us are all on that level playing field. We're all imperfect and human, but we have a great God, and he is love. That's why he decided to do this for us. And I pray that you will all come to see that at some point. Not because we earned it or that any of us are better than any one of the others of us, but because he loved us. He made us, so he loved us. And that's the heart of that verse, John 3:16. And then I'll give you another one. There's no greater love than that of a man who would give up his life for a friend. That is John 13:15. And if you look at that one, If you look at that one, you realize that God showed us the greatest measure of love, taught us how to love because He is love. He's the origin of love. And nothing in this world is really worth doing or living for other than that, other than love. So I just pray that you guys look into that. But you know what? It takes time. It takes time, and not only does it take time, but it takes a lot of grace itself. A lot of forgiveness, a lot of looking into. Another verse, another chapter I'd like you to look into is what we call the love chapter. 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind, and I'll have you look into that and read the rest of that part. But it's not easy to be patient and kind, is it now? Neither of which. But I promise you, if you're looking for a real love, you're not going to get any further than the origin of love there itself, our Father in heaven. And again, I pray that you will look to that. Not because of some selfish part on my own, or any kind of religion thing, but that relationship that could save you. The chance for you to be released from your chains, which we all have, of things that we're ashamed of ourselves. And when you love Him, love changes you. And when you love Him, I promise you, it will change you too. And always for the better. Please give that a chance. Please search and see if you can't. Blessings to you.